Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Racing's real, pedal down every pass you feel, step right up and place your bets, this is us, the V8 Vets, put your name in lights, put your name in lights with the Vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound, put your name. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans, and welcome back into fabulous Season 25 for Round 7 here this evening. I'm Hamish Munro alongside Brett Fisher once again as we bring you the Split 2 action here live from Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez out of the Mexico City Grand Prix circuit. The 7th round of the season and tensions are high for some drivers. The momentum swing has gone the way of a couple, and it has gone the opposite direction for a few others as well. Those who we thought could have been competitors at the start of the season seem to have lost their footing over the last few weeks, but tonight is the best time they could possibly try and hit themselves for 6 or get a wicket at the crucial time and try and push themselves forward to a much better position leading into the final 2 rounds in 2 weeks' time. Brett, Mexico City, gracias for us to be here once again. It's going to be, for the first time we get to go racing in Mexico.
Grass in the ass to you, Hamish.
Mexico City, first time ever. I'm super excited for us to be here. It's a fantastic racing venue and a fantastic circuit, and I think one that is going to suit these supercars well. Of course, the NASCARs go road racing here in their regular season, which was famously won this year by Champion Gisbergen, of course. I think it's going to suit the supercars well. We're running that NASCAR layout, and it's going to be a fun time.
Did you make a funny when you said one? No, sorry, go on.
Didn't mean to, but that is hilarious. Even without trying, I can make fantastic puns. But no, welcome everyone in. It's fantastic to have everybody here watching along with us. I mentioned momentum swings. We know how strong the momentum can be for some drivers and how powerful it can be for them as well. This is going to be a fun time for us here tonight. As we look in at the championship standings at the moment, 2 drop rounds, of course, are being counted at the moment. Matt Scholes leads the way on 877 points. He's still looking for that crucial second win this season, as Steve Grumley in second place on 858 clinched his second win last week out at Thruxton. We've spoken about the importance of 2 wins in Split 2. It's often what can be the difference maker in winning a championship. Alex Kiddis, strong run early in the season, has had a very poor last couple of weeks. He'll be hoping for a swing of momentum here tonight. Sits third in the championship. Simon Haynes, well, he's been carrying some great momentum in the mid part of the season. He'll be hoping to continue that run of form here tonight with a couple of podiums over the last few weeks. He'll look to try and do it again here in Mexico. Tim Mulford, one of the early race winners of the season, sits in a comfortable 5th position, ahead of Dave Arney and Jim Caparonis right now in the top 7. Ron Allen, Damon Fisher and Mick Clifton make up our top 10. Damon's been on a great run of form as well, Brett, as we know. A couple of podiums to his name, could get himself another one here tonight.
Well, you never know. I mean, he's been quick, and I tell you what, there's been plenty of people being quick out there anyway.
Well, I mean, they've been super.
But this is
super
Mexico,
quick.
and what happens in Mexico stays in Mexico.
That's exactly right. It's it's a fantastic racing venue, and one that we're so excited to be racing at for the first time. And as we have a look in, this was listed as the Grand Prix circuit, Brett. So I'm hoping that maybe I've lucked into it being the national layout, possibly. But
let's have a look.
We'll see. But of course, those who are big F1 fans will know the Grand Prix circuit. It has an extra few corners at the start of what will be the second sector of this circuit. We are all the way down in the mid part of course, Mexico for the first time. We get to go racing here, and as we trickle our way on in, the circuit is relatively new to the world of racing. Yes, it has got the Grand Prix layout. That's okay, we can talk around it. So it'll all start on the very long main straight of Recta Principal, and a run down towards the hard braking zone at turn 1, and then into the chicane at 2 and 3. This is an early area for carnage happening. We saw it at the Mexican GP only a few weeks ago, in how destructive this zone of the circuit can be. Drivers missing brake markers and running it wide. Drivers opting to run the corner wide because they may be missing it from not braking early enough. It's a tough spot. It's a good spot for overtakes, but it's one that can cause carnage. If you make it through there, you then run down to turn 4, which is not the way it's going on this track map here for the Grand Prix circuit. It actually loops around to the right-hand side of the circuit, to the left-hand side of screen, and actually flows up towards where turn 7 is listed on this layout. We then flow through what is listed as 8 and 9, and up towards 10 and 11 as well. This fast-flowing section of track, cars can get over locked together. Very easy to make mistakes through here, and the giant tyre barriers are going to be a cause for caution as well. If you're off by only a millimetre through these switchbacks, there's massive moments on offer for you to make mistakes. We then run down towards the stadium section up at the baseball stadium in amongst the oval portion of this circuit for Foro Sol. Very tight portion of the circuit, tough to traverse through as well, but one that can offer up a good passing opportunity at the listed turn 12. We then run around listed turn 16 towards the final corner at turn 17. Bit of track extension on the exit can get you a good run down the straight. Pit entry though is going to be crucial tonight. Pit exit is going to be crucial as well. But I think what's really going to take place tonight, Brett, is you've got to try and keep some draft for the 2 very long straights and try and strategize around where you're going to place yourself in the field and not get caught up in the traffic, because that mid part of the circuit is one where a train track can start to form.
Yeah, I enjoyed the track, but in some parts of it, it can be very hectic. It can, and I wonder whether that's why they also named that front straight Recta Principal, because that's what happens at the end of the straight, maybe. But heading into the stadium section was fun. I mean, there was a lot of fun sections on this track, but also very, very difficult. One of the ones I found fairly hard was getting on out of turn 16 as you come out of the stadium. Getting onto that front straight with a good bit of speed, it was a bit tricky, but it should be good. I'm looking forward to watching this race tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time for us here.
Certain things.
Well, we'll wait and see how those certain things play out as well. But you know, it's going to be a fun time, no doubt. Drivers are currently qualifying at the moment.
Yeah.
I suppose that the beauty of having lone qualifying is we don't have any teams teaming up in qualifying to give tow to other drivers. It's all based on pure lap pace alone for each driver to try and get themselves up the front of the order, because I do think qualifying is actually going to be quite important tonight in where you actually get into it, because I have a feeling, Brett, that the early portion of this race is going to be very chaotic because it's a brand new circuit. It's one we've never raced at before, and under racing conditions, it's a completely different experience than when you're in practice or qualifying conditions, and that may catch a couple of drivers out, especially if they're going for moves too early and the tyre's a bit cold, the brain's a bit cold, and maybe they just displace themselves a little bit poorly in the early parts of the race.
Yep. And the other thing I did notice too, you actually got a fairly decent tow for the first time this season. This, like we don't normally get tows with these cars, but I actually did notice we're getting a reasonable tow at this track. So that's another interesting thing.
Was it a big tow, a little tow, or a regular sized tow? And was there a nail on that tow as well, Brett?
Probably about a middle tow. Yeah. It wasn't huge. It was sort of a medium. Sometimes got a bit sharp though, so probably had a lanky nail on the end of it.
But get the trimmers out.
You get what you get, and you don't get upset.
Well, that's right. Exactly right. So you can only work with it so hard. We've got a heap of chats out there already, so welcome to everyone joining us here tonight as well. You're out there earlier hyping them up. Brett Rhiannon's out there with us too. Leo Henning is out there too. Big welcome to him in the chat. Jim Caparonis is with us as well. Hello, gentlemen. Let's get the show on the road. Well, we are indeed. The 47's out there too. Hello, veterans from the 101st, standing in for the 33rd and the 47th. Hope the troopers stay safe. Big shout out to the Southern Cross Racing. So we've had a new regime watching along with us from Ukraine. So it's good to see those guys still supporting us from all the way in Ukraine.
Good luck, boys.
Rhiannon in the chat saying, I have an inkling of where my 10-cent worst driver of the day shall go today. We'll have to wait and see who that
I reckon
may go
I've
to.
got an inkling too.
Quite possibly. Mark Houghton's out there with us as well. Damon Fisher too. Phil Manuel as well. And then at SMT5, not 100%. Oh, I think I know who that is, but I can't quite remember. They may need to remind me. But thank you all for joining us once again. I think it might be Ron Allen. Weird thing I found with the tow was you gained time, but you didn't really gain on the car in front. So yeah, I suppose that's that's the big thing about the tow around here, and how it can affect you throughout the race as well.
Certainly can.
Well, it's going to be a fun time throughout this race, obviously, Brett. But I think the amazing part is this is like an X factor this season. We get to race here for the first time, of course. Drivers get to experience it for the first time, but it's an unknown for us. We don't know exactly how the drivers and how the cars are actually going to react as they're driving around. And we don't quite know how they're going to... how the racing is going to be. We have no data to go off of, no stats to go off of in terms of what have previous performances looked like.
Your brain would be working overtime to log all them in.
I suppose the only thing I can really go off is, well, what's it been like when we've gone to previous tracks for the first time? And what's normally happened is, on most occasions, it is normally chaos early because it is a fresh track. It's a new track. They've never been there in racing conditions. And it's an unknown for everybody. And that's normally how it goes when we do head out to a fresh circuit. You can see Michael Quain here coming up through the S's at the back end, and you just saw a glimpse of those tyre barriers further back on the circuit. We might just ride on board.
They are huge.
We might just ride on board here with Matt Monday. I've done the mistake again of clicking the wrong suspension one. But as he comes round turn 4 and up through 5 and 6, you can see they're just the giant tyre barriers that are right on the edge of the corner.
Car killing.
Yeah, any millimetre off, and you are collecting those tyre barriers, and you are going to ricochet off them, possibly into traffic or possibly into the wall. Yeah. And turn
this one was
that one's probably the worst one because it is such a significant switchback. So that's going to be a major test this evening for majority of drivers as they run around. We are in the warm-up session at the moment. We've got a couple of moments before we get gridded up to go racing. It's going to be
and the other thing too is the off tracks are quite liberal in certain sections of the track, and to get a decent time, you had to actually use those off tracks, to the best of your ability. So it's just another thing that we've got to look out for. Dave Arnie just having a bit of a meeting with the grass there.
Well, when you know he's out on track at the moment, Brett, it's yourself running around out there.
Hey,
look at that.
Look at me go.
How you can go here tonight, Brett, and if you can put something together here at Mexico.
Yep. Well, we'll see. We'll see how we go. Whether it's tacos or whether it's
or enchiladas.
I don't know. Or enchiladas.
Maybe a taquito, maybe a empanada, a burrito as well. Who knows? I think this race, Brett, is going to be like a bowl and arch.
Who knows?
A little bit of everything.
Who knows? Yeah, it could be actually one of my favourite foods, nachos.
Love an nacho.
But what was I going to say before? I enjoyed the track. I mean, the track, I felt like I had some pace here, which was good. I got down to around about 30.5, which was my best time. Qualifying didn't go so well. I could only imagine. What did I get into? I can't remember. But I was probably about 5-6 off my best time. So that's, just getting used to the track. And, I mean, just qualifying for me at the moment. I've got to get better at that. Michael Jones there, cruising around in warm-up.
Now,
this section here was quite tricky because the...
Well, what I think is tricky about this section, Brett, is how loose the car can get off exit of turn 12 on this layout of the circuit. And it kind of ruins the run through the last corner because you've got to try and maximise as much speed through there to be able to get the speed down the straight. And a poor run through the tighter corner can almost ruin the end of the lap and possibly ruin the entry onto the next lap.
Yep, you want to get maximum speed down the end of that straight and trying to achieve that. And as I said, just getting out of that corner is quite difficult. Everyone there trying to do their practice starts. You can see how the car's getting a bit of grip, getting their clutch and all that sort of stuff figured out.
There is one thing we haven't mentioned yet, Brett, as well, and it's a good time to actually sit on Shane Randall, although Simon Haynes would have been a good choice too. Based out of Adelaide. Of course, Adelaide announced as a hopeful Season 1 release for next season of iRacing, which normally I find when iRacing say it's a hopeful release, you're probably 75% guaranteed it's going to be. There is that 25% chance that they don't quite get it done in time and they push it out to the next season. One thing that we do know is the current aim for Season 2 is St. Petersburg, which I'm very excited for. It's a great street track, and it's another street circuit that we're getting. The one track we are guaranteed to get next season is the Miami Autodrome, which I'm, again, very excited for. Should offer up some great racing, and I think will actually suit the supercars quite nicely. Does it suit Formula 1 racing all too much? Not that much, but I think the supercars will suit it for sure. Adelaide's exciting, St. Petersburg's exciting. The announcement that both Circuit Paul Ricard and Bahrain International Circuit have been scanned as well. It's an exciting time to be an iRacing driver and a Formula 1 fan as well in iRacing because we're getting a heap of Formula 1 circuits. We're also getting a heap of WEC circuits as well. Of course, Paul Ricard's used for the 6 hours of Paul Ricard and Bahrain's used for the Bahrain 12-hour too. We may even get Yas Marina in future as well based off of those notes too. So plenty of opportunity for new tracks to come on board and new places for us to go racing as well.
Yeah, bring it on, I say.
Well, starting grid for tonight's race will be as follows. Michael Jones will start pole position ahead of Alex Kiddis on the second row of the grid. Shane Randall, with his best qualifying of the season, will start at a P3 ahead of Dave Arnie out of P4. Bruce Tannock, Damon Fisher off the third row ahead of championship leader Matt Scholes and Jim Caparonis on the fourth row of the grid. Tim Mulford, Scott McKenzie make up the top 10, with Brett Horsell and Paul Burns making up our top 12 here this evening. As we move back to Simon Haynes and Andrew Hoffman starting ahead of Steve Grumley making up the top 15 with Chad Viger, Ron Allen and Darren Crosby in behind them. Brett Fisher, Chris Blanchard make up the top 20 with Rick Viger, Matt Munday, Todd Duggan and Mick Clifton for the top 24 with Mark Houghton, Scott Weston, Matt Stoyles, Michael Quain ahead of Simon Hennessy, Tony Chapman, Brett Taylor, Jeremy Bush, Derek Lovegrove, Pete Baxter, Brett O'Brien and Matty Parker for the 36 cars to the back of the field. Pete Latham not getting a time in qualifying. He'll start from the final position of 37 here this evening. So everyone's looking to...
size field?
No, good size field. 37 cars. Want to say as well, of course, sign-ups for season 26 are open for current vets drivers.
Yep.
Sign up by Thursday to lock in your spot. Otherwise, they're going to open it up to the waitlist drivers. You may miss out, and it may risk us going back to 3 splits next season. So get signed up, get racing with us once again. The cutoff is the end of round... well, actually, no, we're round 8 tonight. I don't know why I said we're round 7. Round 8. Get out there. Get signed up, of course, as well. And
get on it.
Get on it.
Get amongst it.
Round 9 this week, Red Bull Ring. Going to be a fun time coming up. And these drivers are looking to get prepared as well and ready to go racing. We're waiting for a few drivers to join grid, including Alex Skidder's been a great qualifier this season. It's a good comeback for him in terms of qualification this week.
Good to see Jones up there too. Like Jones has done a good job.
He's been a good qualifier as well. No, he's had a pole position this season before, but
has he?
But it is another pole position for him. I suppose the big thing for Jones is he's kind of done away with himself on strategy this season. The strategy hasn't been the best, and that's probably what's thrown away a few performances. He needs to really nut down on that strategy and get it perfected for himself and tighten the screws on it. So I think that's going to be the big
learning curve
case. Big learning curve for him. We're just waiting on Matt Parker, who's going to start from pit lane because of previous license points. Shane Randall has jumped the race start. You saw him crawl over the line. That'll be a drive-through immediately off this race start. We are underway, though. It's a hot start from Tannick and Jones. Big scramble down towards turn 1 to get us underway. Multiple drivers, though, have had a poor run off the start, including Jones out of pole position. Kiddis has gone through.
Bruce Tannick's had a...
He's had a ripper. Start there from Tannick. Horrid start, though, from Randall out of P3. Maybe the pressure got to him. Forgot to touch the handbrake and rolled the car forward. So we've got to watch for that 501 car to come into pit lane as everyone traverses through turn 1 and 2 for the first time. And we head down towards turn 4.
Tannick up 3, Scholes up 3. That's a great start. Brett Horsell up 3 as well. Simon Haynes up 3. Steve Grumley and Chad Viger up 3. So there's plenty of drivers on the move very, very early in this first lap.
Well, we have got quite a bit of action back here. Haynes and Grumley have gone round. And it's a little bit of a car park back here as multiple cars are screaming in and multiple cars are off the road.
That is, oh my God. That is huge.
Everyone's having to pick up the pieces, and it's multiple cars knocked off the track. Rick Viger as well has had a moment there too. I mean, just a multitude of cars.
That was him and I had a coming together there, unfortunately.
Yep.
Here we go. Kiddis and
Tannick.
Oh, Brucey boy.
Battling away. So if you're Randall right now, and if you know that all that's happened, you're staying out, and you're going to do your drive-through on the next lap, because, of course, you've got 3 laps to complete the black flag drive-through. He has stayed out this time by. So he's hoping there might be a little bit more carnage to come. As Grumley and Brett O'Brien have come together, too, down at the entry into the stadium.
Grumley's been in the wars. Wow.
Very early.
Would not be happy with that start.
No, early wars.
Kiddis still out in front. Alex Kiddis, Bruce Tannick, Michael Jones, and Matty Scholes all tucked into each other there. And Shane Randall with that penalty still riding.
Yeah, so Todd Duggan and Pete Baxter battling away back here as well. They managed to just sneak through all the carnage, including Pete. He managed to really clear the air and be a bit of a Moses as he separated the gap of all the cars. That was such a massive moment there. They're heading saying Steve Grumley got killed on the hairpin, and then again such bad luck. Well, actually, we'll see it back in the highlights package there. I believe prior to turn.
We get highlights again.
Yeah, we will. Of what was turn 9. I believe Grumley was actually behind O'Brien leading into that corner, so I think there may have been an issue in there, possibly for Grumley, but we can't say anything until we actually see what happened at a full maximum, of course. So Baxter and Duggan still battle the way in towards the stadium section. Tucking up the
he's
inside.
gonna be
It's Duggan
tight.
and Baxter's been spun round. Drivers have to try and figure their way through.
Yeah.
It's a real filter job tonight. Randall's now in to serve that drive-through. So, of course, he went the extra lap to commit to it. Joe Dyson over on
Haynes
the
doing
Infinity.
the fastest lap of the race
Yep, he's got
at a
good pace up there.
1:31.023.
And he's trying to come back at this point.
Monday in as well. And Alan in as well.
Is Steve, I assume...
This is all going off early. Lap
Oh, it
3.
is.
This is, this is pretty intense early days.
Luckily, a lot of cars have got fast repairs this season, as Damon Fisher's just had a bad blink. Where's he gone? Oh, I think he's back now. He is back.
Into the
Oh, that's
realm.
fine. He went into the realm for a moment. So Bruce Tannick's now into the race lead.
Yeah.
Michael Jones, Matt Scholes, Alex Kiddis, Damon Fisher's the top 5. Caparonis, Horsell, Arnie, Varga, Mulford, the top 10 at the moment. Is Steve Landon in this, or are you asking is Steve Lanyon in this? Lanyon has signed up this evening. He hasn't raced since Belle Isle. It was the only race he participated in. Wasn't a hot result for him on that night, though, so we may see him back again next season or in the final 2 rounds of this season as well. Joe Dyson over on the Infinity Broadcasting Channel. Morning, Hamish. Morning, chat. As always, FYP to you too as well.
Morning.
Joe, that's a little joke from over on the Infinity Broadcasting Channel, so it's good to see. Jim saying early stages of the race and where cool heads need to prevail. That's exactly right, Jim. Cool heads will come out on top in
You
this
would
one.
know, Jim. You're a pretty cool
He's
head.
a pretty cool head.
Up
Pretty
two
cool head.
up 2 positions at the moment, doing well. We're seeing Chad Viger slide down the list. He's in pit lane.
He's
Sorry,
coming to
that's
pit
why.
lane. So an early stop. He was one of those drivers that caught the incident on that first lap. So he's had to pull it in and pull it up at this time. I think you were involved in it as well, weren't you, Brett? Or did you make it through? No, you made it
Yeah,
through.
that was
Up
that
6.
was that was Rick. I sort of unfortunately got at the back of Rick, but I just got through, went on the grass. We were side by side, and unfortunately later on I get a
Well, yeah, I mean, you somehow made it through. You're in behind Hainsey at the moment as we run around turn 4. Got McKenzie and Crosby up the road
feeling
as
good at
well.
this stage.
Are you feeling good? I mean, you managed to make it through. You're up
Feeling
6
good at this
spots in the
stage, yeah,
P13. Just trying to make your way through. Looks like McKenzie's
let's just settle in.
Just a little bit loose there for that moment, but he's okay. Oh, he's run it wide.
there we
McKenzie's
go.
gone off. You've got to take. Oh, that's big contact. A massive damage on your car there, Brett. Nowhere really to go, unfortunately. McKenzie just losing it, and
What he was going to. Yeah, it's a front left wheel that is just hanging on there, floating around.
it really is floating.
So yeah, massive damage to the car there early. I was actually feeling pretty good about the whole situation, and then I wasn't.
Well, I'd assume you're going to be bringing it into pit lane here, Brett.
You reckon?
At this point, I mean, I'd have to assume,
Definitely.
surely.
Well, look,
you've entered pits.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it hasn't gone very well. Oh, header sheet. Oh, my God. Well, that's big
car did
damage
not turn.
early.
Sorry, Simon, about that. Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, as you said, Brett, one of your
Yeah,
wheels was
race
hanging
goes
off.
from bad to worse, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
race goes from bad to worse.
Well, that was probably lucky then you
Wasn't it,
actually
you know?
disappeared out of the realm, because as those cars were coming around, they could have easily collected you there, Brett. But that's a big moment
Oh no,
back
I was
there.
in front of them. I got past them.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
But
poor old
header
Simon Hedersheet just stuck there.
Header sheet parked up. This could be a safety car, so we got to watch for the front runners to come in. Good chance though for those who did get involved in the incident earlier. They would have already completed a CPS at this point because they came in after lap 1, and they can now come in. We're 2 laps away from critical, so if they'd save a lap under the safety car. They'd only have to save a lap for the rest of the race, but it's a long time to go on tyres. Might be better for them to go a lap longer, come in at lap 6, and that way they can get home on fuel. But I would assume we're going to be under safety car here because Simon has not moved, and he is parked right on the racing line. In fact, Tannick's in.
Yeah,
Jones stayed out.
Late in.
Oh my God, Michael Jones has stayed out. This could be a massive misplay from Michael Jones. Oh no. So Michael Jones has stayed out. The race leader
that's
and the
faux pas, isn't
safety
it?
car has been called. Wow. So Michael Jones has stayed out. Everyone else is in. They're able to take obviously a CPS here. That might have just cost Michael the race, Brett, honestly.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know, like he just didn't make the decision early enough, and
he has to, if he's gonna come in, he's got to come in this lap. He has to come in this lap.
Yeah,
the safety car's not out there.
Take the hit now, and
yeah. I mean, he won't be so bad because he is still out there going at full speed because the safety car hasn't picked him up yet. So if he is going to come in, he could come in this time and be okay. Tony Chapman stayed out as well. So did Matt Parker. But the safety car's waiting to pick up the race leader, which is Michael Jones. So Michael needs to come in this lap. He needs to. If he stays out, he's going to get stuck behind the pace car, and then he's going to be trapped. So multiple cars have. This is really shaking things up now, like really shaking things up, and this could shake up the whole order of things in this race. So does he come in? He's not looking like is he staying out?
Wide there.
Oh, he stayed out.
He's staying out.
Oh, that's a mistake. That is such a mistake.
That is a missed opportunity. Yeah,
that's a real
big missed opportunity there.
Yeah, Michael, if you're watching this, if there's a safety car this early in the race, it doesn't matter if you're leading, you come in because everyone else has come in, and he's now lapping other cars, including Steve Grumley and what will be Alex Kiddis and Bruce Tannock because he hasn't been picked up by the safety car yet. Where is the safety car, actually? Where is Lucas? There he is. Okay, so Lucas has just picked him up. So Michael's now been picked up. Everyone's going to be able to go around again. What I would say is, Brett, if you're getting to go around again, come in again and take a bit of extra fuel because we're on critical lap right now.
Yeah.
You know, you put it on lap 5, come in now, take some fuel, hop back out again. You don't need to pit for the rest of the race.
Although, what's your tyre deck going to be like after, so many laps? So
it's going to be pretty horrible, I would argue, Brett. Your tyre deck's going to be pretty horrible.
Yeah.
O'Brien's in.
Yeah.
On his lap 6. So he'll save a lap. He still needs another stop, obviously, but he'll drop a couple of spots here. But it won't be too bad of a loss because of how slow the train's going. So there is some contamination, though. Quite a few cars are a lap down on Michael, and actually between him and P2, so they'll get a wave around. So, this is big. This is big for Michael, unfortunately for him. Tony Chapman, big roll.
Yeah, that's unfortunate
to not come in as well. I mean, I suppose for Tony, he has been probably one of our more notable backmarkers this season. So he's rolling the dice, seeing what can happen.
Well, he's gained positions, so that's probably...
The hope now for Michael is, because he hasn't come in, he could have kept going and come in though, but still. The problem now for Michael is he needs Tony to be a rolling roadblock now. He needs him to be a rolling chicane and just let him run away.
Yeah.
That is the only hope that Michael Jones has to remain ahead of those cars behind him.
And one of the things we talk about and have talked about previously, Hamish, is that pit strats and things like that, when you're doing it all on your own, things like that, sometimes, you don't pick up these, little things until it's too late or whatever it is. And they just catch you out. And then it's also a learning curve, things you can note to get better at over time, even sort of when you look at some of the other guys when they start in fuel save, poor old Simon Hedersheet's still stuck there, unfortunately. There's a whole intricate, it's not just driving, there's a whole facet of things that you can learn and which will gain you time. And these are things you learn over time, so that's just one thing that Mr. Jones needs to get.
Exactly. One thing I have noticed as well, Brett, and this is big implications for this race and the championship as well. So in that first stop, both Bruce Tannock and Alex Kiddis had unsafe pit entries and had stop hold penalties. So Tannock was stuck there for 1 minute and 12 seconds. Kiddis was stuck there for 1 minute and 9 seconds. And this again is how the momentum swing can negatively affect you. It has been it has to be said, it has been a horrible couple of weeks for Alex. He has got to try and pull this back down tonight.
I did think that when I seen him dive into pits, I thought, wow, he's just crossed that. He's crossed that entry line, and I thought, you know, yeah, he's going to cop something for that. But that's huge. That's a lot of time there. So, yeah, that's going to hurt. You know, that's
hurt him.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the Jones thing, but in reverse. You know, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
it's a very costly.
Let's think about how this has helped some other drivers, right? So Simon Haynes, who was involved in that early incident on lap 1, he's obviously gotten a free pit stop out of this. He's taken a fair amount of fuel. He could be good here to try and make a good gain up the order.
Yeah.
It's helped Damon Fisher,
Pit
who's now
stop
the
31.
race order too. But yeah, 31.44 for Haynes.
31.44 for Haynes. Yeah.
Long pit
Damon
stop.
only
Short pit stop.
18.45.
Yeah, short. So he'll actually give up some time in his next stop, namely to Matt Scholes, because Matt took a 10-second longer stop than him and he's still P2. So realistically, when all of the pit stops come together and everything equalises, Matt will be the race leader, as if they were to stay how they currently are. Darren Crosby, P3, corrected P3, won't remain P3 after the next pit stop because it was a 19-second stop for him. Horsell and Arnie took a regular split, so did Caparonis. The first car we get to that took an extensive amount of fuel, obviously, is Tim Mulford, 30.49 seconds. Haynes was 31.44. The next car we get to with a significant amount, Matt Monday, 35.48. He pitted on lap 2. Didn't elect to come in under this safety car, so he's taken the track position instead of taking the strategy position. Mark Houghton, 36.42. Bush, 30.75. Then the next ones we get to, Shane Randall, 33.55. We saw him jump the start earlier, took his drive-through penalty. He's only all the way back. He's only back in 19th, actually, so he could still get a good gain out of this and get a solid result after such an early mistake. So this is salvageable.
Yeah, the safety cars helped him. Yeah, the safety cars helped him for sure. But isn't it interesting to see that mix of pit times, apart from Bruce Tannick and Alex Kiddis, which were other induced than just a straight stop. Yeah. But isn't it interesting to see the varying amount of time that people have picked up on there? You know, like so. You know, people like, would you take more than half of what your allocated fuel load would be for the race, considering that it's a free kick, or? Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's,
I think it depends.
What's your strat?
So what it comes down to for me is how easily can the field gap? How likely are we to get another safety car as well? So if the field's if you are significantly faster than the cars ahead of you, and maybe you've qualified poorly, but you have good pace, you've just had a bad qualifying. Say you qualified in P27, where Bruce Tannick is. You maybe take a shorter field, get track position, push on, build up some gap, take the longer stop later.
So your
both
time
strategies,
time in your pits.
Yeah, time in your pits can be very important when taking track position, obviously in a safety car scenario. So for my mindset, it is with a safety car, I would take more fuel because you're getting it for free. The whole field's going to stay condensed. You're not actually going to give up any track time, more apart from the positioning. When it's under green flag...
That's one of my school of thought.
When it's under green flag, I would take track positioning over fuel strategy. So if we don't get a safety car and we pit early, take less fuel, take the track position, keep the light car, push on and do some good laps. So those are the two sort of opposite ends of the strategy. I wouldn't necessarily take a short fill now because, again, you're not going to get any real benefits out of it by building up gap. All you're going to do is gain track position, but
it's going to hurt you way later.
It's going to hurt you way later. You're going to give up. You're going to give up, or you're going to gain a step now to give up 3 later. Like, you know, it's unless you've got the raw pace to run away from the field and it's going to stay green for long enough. Which again, taking a short stop, you're only offsetting your pit stop by so much. You can only go so fast, so you can only run away for so long.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you know,
it's a it is a number. It's a numbers game too, isn't it? You know, and this is where it's so hard. Like we talked about before, we see the pace car, I think, pulled away then. But this is what we talked about before. There's so many different facets to a pit stop, to race strat and all sorts of stuff that you know, when you're first starting out or you know, you're just concentrating on your racing. These are other things that can help you pick up time, and it's free time that if you can work it out.
The other thought process is too. The other thing to remember as well, Brett, is no matter what your pit stop is, your other pit stop, you need to leave enough for a tyre change. So you need to have 23 litres needed to be gone. He hasn't gone yet. You need to leave 23 litres to be added on your second stop. That is the max and min that you need to leave. So, Michael Jones will lead us off the restart to begin lap 10 of 52. It was a long safety car period of 4 laps. But now we are green once again at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. It was a great start from Jones, already built out a 1.4 second gap over Tony Chapman, who's up 28 spots at the moment and is getting hunted down by the Shark, Damon Fisher. Matt Scholes is on his tail as well. He'll be hoping to try and get some good points tonight with Kittis down the order. Could help him extend his championship lead, as well as Steve Grumley being down the order as well. So this is a good opportunity for Scholes to take advantage and get some solid points on the board here tonight out at Mexico City. We can see, though, Chapman, what sort of pressure is he feeling? He's not used to being this high up the order. He may even have a little nosebleed being this high up the order as well.
Damon just having a look on the inside there. He might get this move done early, which is good. He's going to release him if he can get it done.
Fair play to Tony.
Nice
fair play to Tony. He's not over defending this. He is just letting them have it.
No.
He is just trying to survive up here. Yep. So he's taking a dice roll to try and survive, but how much can he survive with Crosby breathing down the back of his neck? He is getting the sword put to him at the moment up here, and he's really thrown himself in at the deep end as Chapman. But you know what? Pressure can create diamonds, and this could be something to fill Chapman with some confidence and give him an experience he hasn't quite had yet this season, and that's running in a pack at the top end of town.
And Crosby want to get this move done as quick as he can too here, because Tony's probably just holding him up a little bit, and he wouldn't want Scholes to get too far ahead. Otherwise, he's going to lose that, which is sort of happening now. He's about, where is he? He's about 1.5 plus 5. So he's nearly 2 seconds back. So he's losing out, being stuck by Tony here, but it is what it is. Now these two, Scholes and Damon, are flying.
Yeah, top 3 getting a good game. This is good for Fisher, actually, seeing as he took that shorter stop. The longer that those pack of cars are held behind Chapman, the better this is going to work out for him. He needs to build a 10-second gap back to back to Brett Horsell, who was the next car to take a stop longer than 20 seconds on his previous run through pit lane. So if Fisher wants to remain on the podium, he's got to get that gap out. Chapman is doing him an absolute handful to help him along at the moment. Latham and Duggan, though, battling away towards turn 2. There's a bit of a knock on, and Latham's off the track. He's been in a few wars already in this race, and the Racecraft entry is just waiting to get back on the circuit. But the story of his season thus far, Brett, has really been wrong place, wrong time, and knocked off the circuit. It happened at Phillip Island, and it's happened since then. He's had a few good performances thus far, but the bad luck continues for Peter.
And Pete can drive too. I mean, you know, like, he's a quick driver, and we've seen him in previous seasons, things like that. He can definitely wheel a car. And it's just unfortunate he's just been caught up in those incidences in the races, and it just really just destroys his momentum. Crosby right on the back of Tony now.
All over him.
And kudos to Tony too. He's got every right to be there. So we're not saying Tony move out the road. In those earlier steps, you know, the top 3 guys, the top 2 guys got past him on the earlier start after the restart. Sorry, geez, tripped over my words then. But you know, he's got every right to be where he is. So good on him for having a crack there. But I know that Crosby would be definitely keen to get past him if he can.
The best possible
Tony takes
scenario,
a very shallow.
Yeah, very shallow. Through there. Best possible thing for Tony now is run as long as possible, run till the tank's dry. He would have gained a lap with the safety car, so he could probably go out to around about lap 19 now as his maximum run on this first tank of fuel. Of course, started with 50 litres. They had 100% tank capacity tonight, so they could have filled them up all the way. Only needed about 100 litres to get the car home, though, as a fill amount across the 2 stops. So he can get out to lap 19, come in, put a good amount of fuel in. Probably, I would say, Brett, actually, do a long stop. Put yourself in a bit of clean air, push on, and then do the short stop later. You might get some free gains from cars having a bit of war across the race length.
We just see Tony there. I was just watching Tony in front of Crosby then, not quite utilising all of the track as everyone else has been, and it might be just something that he needs to look at to try and maximise, new word, maximise getting as much speed out of that car as possible. You know, so Crosby, you can see he's using a bit more track and gaining speed, but then unfortunately, you know, can't do a lot with the extra speed he has there. So
Well, Tim Alford's in chat with us. So is Gary Buckland. Hello to you, Gary. Welcome in. Great to have you in the chat with us as well. Tim saying, yep, lap
Gentlemen.
one was on me. Boys, my apologies. Was the last of touches. Was trying to avoid the car behind coming in hot. P29 after my drive-through. Hopefully can make some ground up. Well, you know what? Fair play to Tim. Took it on the chin and took ownership of it. Fair play to you, Tim. Mistakes happen. Everyone can make them on track as long as we can look to improve next time. That's all that matters. And still within this fight, P9 at the moment. But as I said, you're expecting a drive-through coming your way. That might drop you down the order a little bit. But we'll see what can come from the rest of this race for you in Phoenix Racing Team. Simon Haynes, that'll do him a favour, of course. He'll move up into P9. If he can get a result tonight, Brett, he can actually slot himself up into second place in the championship well and truly after tonight's event.
He's been doing well this
with
later
Kenneth
half
and
of the season.
Bromley
He's been
so
he's
far
been
down
go-
the order. That will help him.
Yeah, well, like what you talked about before, of drivers losing momentum, I think Simon Haynes is one of those drivers that is actually just gaining momentum. So, it'll be interesting to see where he finishes tonight. So Damon is about 2.5 seconds off the back of Jones at the moment, but we know that's going to Jones will sort of do something there. We've got a bit of a Dave Arney and.
Bit of a domino drop here. So one came past. That was Crosby past Chapman, and all of them are now come past him as well. Mulford's in for that drive-through. So he'll traverse through pit lane. This will drop him down the order a little bit. So Chapo's now under hunt here from Simon Haynes. So about 4 or 5 cars got past him through the stadium. But he's doing well. He's keeping the car clean. Doesn't matter that they're getting past him. That's okay. He could find himself in a good position by keeping himself out of the fight, as there's been something that's happened down at the stadium. And how has this happened, Brett? Yourself, Chad Viger, and Simon Heddersheed all across the track. Oh, it's not your night tonight, is it, Brett?
And have a look at that car.
Oh, destroyed.
No, not at all. We went through pits and we went through the stadium, and unfortunately, things happened. And my car's destroyed for the second time. So anyway,
is Chad going to give you a push?
I had a bit of a problem there with the. No, got going again. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame, Brett. Hopefully you can...
it was, and that was, I think, about a 10-minute repair. So that was the end of my race, I think.
Yeah.
No.
So
anyway,
Bruce
it is what it is, and you...
well, you got to move on and just try and get back out there, fight back, and see what points you can get. Try and make 75% of the race. Michael Quain, Dave Harney in the chat with us as well.
Yep.
Hello to you guys. Welcome in. Jim Caprone is saying, I wonder if anybody is going to hit the off-track limit tonight. Quite possibly, Jim, after all the chaos so early in the race. I'd say there's a pretty high possibility we could see some iRacing black flags for overtaking the incident limit here this evening.
Well, I know I was at 14 points just coming into the pit lane just then after my two things. And also I had a 10-minute repair. And while I was in pits, I got a black flag drive-through for that earlier incident, so that just put extra mustard on the hot dog, as they say. But anyway, let's move on. So Jones still out in front, Damon still in second spot at the moment, 2.4, 2.5 behind. Scholes is about 2.1 seconds off Damon, so there's a little bit of a gap there developed at the front there. And then we can get back to Skull. And then Darren Crosby up 14 spots. He's doing great there. Brett Horsell up 6 spots. Dave Arney -2. Jim Caparonis, nice to see him sort of have another crack in the top 10 at the moment. He's only up 1 spot. Simon Haynes up 5 spots. As we're talking about, Tony Chapman up 21 spots, but he's still hanging out there, which is great. Andrew Hoffman, haven't spoken about him for a little while, up 4 spots. Michael Quain up 17 spots in 11th spot. Ron Allen in 12th at the moment, up 5 spots. Matty Monday +9 in 13th. Mark Houghton up 11 in 14th. Jeremy Bush up 17. We'll keep scrolling down, and then we go to Matthew Stoyles up 11, and then we get to Paul Burns in the minuses. So, and then Shane Randall 15 down. But so that's some good gainers in the race so far, but there has been some major incidents, especially with that earlier one.
Paul Burns in. I think this may be a drive-through here, Brett, possibly. Paul Burns having to come through pit lane. We'll keep an eye on this. So that's given a free position to a couple of drivers now, namely Shane Randall, who we mentioned was down 14 tonight. Started P3, had the jump start. trying to recover his race. He's taking the big fill early as Burns is going to finish this drive-through and come back out in P26. Oh, P28 now, P29, P30, P31. I think it'll end about P31 he'll come out, so he'll try and reset himself. But yeah, Shane trying to come back from that early moment in the race. It's so hard when you make a mistake like that, isn't it, Brett? It can really get to you. And to push on for the rest of the race, that can really begin to play on your mind.
But isn't it funny though how sometimes early errors? I mean, look, if you're going to make a mistake, make it early, because it gives you the whole race to sort of come back. And as you can see, he's after the safety car and a few bits and pieces, he's got himself in the 17th spot. Not exactly ideal. He would have expected a better result than where he is right now. But you keep plugging away. I think that happened to me a couple of weeks ago, didn't it? I think I was fairly well down the list and then finished reasonable. But you just got to keep plugging away, having a crack. So
that's it. Just keep going, see what can come of your race, and push on. And then that's the best thing we can say. But as we said, if you're going to get a penalty, get it early, because you can always come back from it. Especially if there's a safety car, that can help you immensely to really swing your race back into contention. Jim Caperonis.
Just seen Bruce Tannick.
Oh, Bruce Tannick, yes.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I just seen Bruce Tannick get past Pete Baxter, so he's up one spot there. So he's on the move again. So he put down some quick laps.
He's just trying to move on.
He'd be one to watch out.
132.67 the last lap. So he's outpacing the immediate cars around him, including Clifton, as Tony Chapman's being put under massive pressure back here. There's a bit of contact with Quain.
Whoa.
And Ron Allen will look to take advantage. He did get out of it. Fair play to Quain. The contact was made. He backed right out of it. So trying to fight another day, it seems.
Free card, that one.
Oh, yeah.
That could have been a lot worse than what it was, especially with the trailing drivers there too. So that could have been all sorts of nasty. Quain just on the outside of Ron Allen there. Is it Ron Allen?
Yeah, it is Ron Allen. And Ron's done well up 6 at the moment. He's doing a good effort up to P11 in this race. Quainy's up 16 into P12 as well. Of course, Ron pitted on lap 2 after that immediate incident on lap 1. So he's actually had a good gain from that. Same thing for Mark Houghton, up 11. He also pitted on lap 5. Monday pitted on lap 2 as well. This is getting a bit hairy
Randall
back here.
Sideways a bit there.
Yeah. Randall's pushing hard.
Randall got a bit sideways.
But now he's catching this pack. We may see Randall come in early here and take an undercut, because he doesn't want to get held up by this battle pack if he can help it. So we'll have to keep an eye on Randall. He's trying to play the comeback game tonight. There's been some great drivers, though, who've made their way through the order. As said, Matty Monday up 8, spin on lap 2. He's in a good spot. Mark Houghton as well, up 12, as we said before. In fact, Randall's coming in now.
Randall
so we
pitting, so like that's his second compulsory.
Like an oracle, just calling it as it's happening. So Randall's in for his final stop of the race. He took a big stop earlier, so this will be a short one. And I would say it's probably enough fuel to cover tyres, so probably only a 10-second stop. Come on, be careful of the pit exit there, Mr. Viger. Oh, my God. That was tight. Woo. That was like Sandown stuff right there.
Yeah.
So Randall in for his final stop of the race. We'll see where he ends up off the back of that.
I was just going to say, we should sit in the driver's seat or wherever and watch a lap from these cars, maybe Matty Stoyles or something like that, and see what the vision's like in a close pack, to see what it's like in a little pack like this, how much vision you have, as you're going along here. So, left and right's obviously trying to get the flow of the car going. Can you see your brake markers all the time? Can you see those tyre bundles? They sort of just pop out of nowhere. We see a little Stoyles just taking a nice little shallow run there. Bush taking a little wider line. So little tricky section of the corner track coming in here into the stadium section. Another little very tight left-hander. And you see you've got to get right up on those bundles there, but then you've got to switch back and you've got bundles on the right-hand side. So when you get right up close to a car, there's not a lot of vision in front of you. So you've got to be very wary of where you got the car, where your brake markers are.
So just to confirm as well, just as we're coming down the straight, Michael Jones, Tony Chapman got to the extent of their fuel cells. They're now in pit lane for their first stop of the race. So we'll see how far down the order that's going to drop them in this one. But up towards turn 1, tough braking zone, Brett. Really tough to get this car tied in. Yeah. And I suppose one of the biggest difficulties of this circuit in particular is if you weren't a big Formula 1 fan and played through the Formula 1 games ever since, say, F1 2015, you would have never driven a lap around here unless you maybe had a Assetto Corsa. So Those who have track knowledge probably would have had the betterment of it, I suppose.
Oh, we
but,
can see someone on the outside of
that's Quaney up
Jim
there.
Quaney. Yeah, sorry, Quaney. And they said when you get cars side by side coming through, and you get a bit of a run, like where are you going to go? Because you got to get the car back left and right through there, and it's such a tight one here. And if you get that too tight and you run it really wide, it's really tricky. But great vision there. That was good.
It's a tough little circuit.
That
So to confirm where Jones and Chapman have actually come out, they've actually come out behind Shane Randall, who's had his second stop of the race. So that just goes to show how much time they actually really lost. Now, Jones took a 37.49 second stop, so he actually took a very long stop on that one there. I would argue that might be a little bit too long for where he was. I would say he would have actually been better off taking a shorter fill and taking track position because his hand was forced. So, yeah, he's going to have a little bit of work to do here. Mick Clifton and Steve Grumley in pit lane now, so a couple of second pit stops coming our way. We're well into the pit stop cycle of this race to get us home. And some of those drivers who maybe took shorter stops are going to be in. Oh, actually, is Grumley driving through?
He is driving through.
Yeah, he is. That's a drive-through there for Steve Grumley. So that would be from an incident earlier on. I think that might actually have to do with, I'm just looking at the notes here from RC, might have to do with the incident with Brett O'Brien down at turn 9 or turn 10, entering into the stadium section. So that's where that one's come about.
Yeah,
Matt Parker has had an off track further back at turn 3 as well. So a little bit of a war for Matty. We haven't seen him a lot this season. Be good for him, though, to get a good result here tonight. We'll have to wait and see if that comes about for him. He's come out just ahead of Grumley, Latham, and others. So Randall's now trying to chase down that pack. So Damon Fisher is our corrected and current race leader, leading on to lap 21 of this race. He's got Matt Scholes 4 seconds behind him. He's got to get that gap out to 10 seconds. He's got good pace. He's got to get the gap out to 10 seconds if he hopes to stay ahead of Scholes after the pit stops. If it is anything less than 10, he is less likely to remain in P1 position of this race. Darren Crosby, P3. He's likely going to lose some spots here to Horsell, Arnie, and Caperonis when the pit stops come, but watch for the pace of Haynes. Long stop, time to gain. He could jump all of them if they tighten up towards the pit entries.
Yeah, he's on fire at the moment. Nice and close there, running behind Jim Caperonis. Great to see, as I said before, great to see Jim back up in the top 10 at the moment. Last week he had a bit of an unfortunate incident, and I think didn't do so well. But it's good to see him coming back to from split 1. He's had a pretty decent sort of season, so it'd be good to see him carry on with that. Bruce Tannick on the charge again. He's right up in the back of Stoyles.
So Stoyles is trying.
So Bruce Tannick's last lap was a 132.6.
He was faster than all of the cars ahead of him in this battle
by
pack.
Nearly a second.
Yeah, so
yeah,
all
by nearly a
4
second.
of them, he was faster then. So he'll be wanting to try and get this done pretty swiftly to not get held up. That's also the beauty, though, of pulling that undercut strategy as well, Brett. If you know that the packs are actually starting to hold people up or hold you up, get out of it. Oh, Stoyles contact with Bush. And Tannick's just pushed him the right way around. Well, he's done him a favour there. He saved him from spinning. So fair play to Bruce.
Wow.
He might get a Christmas card off of Jeremy now for just knocking him back around there. So that was good for him. But yeah, I mean, how quickly things can change. But little incidents like that, or battle packs tightening up and drivers slowing each other up, that's going to favour those guys that opt to take the undercut strategy and opt to come in early, obviously lengthen their second stint, but really take advantage of their fresh tyres. So there could be some good gains from a couple of drivers that have opted to come in early, you know, Clifton and Randall as such. So we'll see how this now plays out for those guys. I think for Fisher, though, he is in a very comfortable position. He's starting to build gap. 4 seconds is still the gap back to Scholes. He's 8 seconds ahead of Crosby, so he should remain in the top 2 after this this next pit stop. But how close is Simon Haynes going to get to him? Caperonis maybe holding him up a little bit. So Might have to try and sneak by.
Yeah, that's going to be the big question once he completes his second compulsory, to see where he's going to pop out, because it'll be very, very interesting to see. He's done a really good job there. He's put plenty of fuel in the car, and I think if I had the opportunity under safety car, if I didn't cause it, that I would take a more than half of fuel to get me home, just to put me in better position for later on. But yeah, good strategy from Simon.
Also, corrected order, he's looking to gain 5 seconds on Caperonis. He'll gain 7 seconds on both Arnie and Horsell. He'll gain 12 seconds over Crosby. So corrected order at the moment, Simon Haynes is P3 on the road. Now, he is 11 seconds off of Damon Fisher. He's going to gain 13 seconds on Fisher in the stop. So Fisher has got to hope that Caperonis holds up Haynes. Otherwise, Haynes will jump him in the pit run.
And I mean, Damon's out to about 4.5 seconds now. So he's got he's doing well. He's got some pace in that car. His last lap was a 31.6. So 31.6. Matty Scholes 31.8. So there's 2 tenths there. Darren Crosby 31.8. So it's another 2 tenths there. So definitely got some pace. The next one down that's is equally as fast as Damon is Jim Caperonis with a 31.66 his last lap, and then Simon Haynes with a 31.68.
Yeah,
so
I would say
those
Simon,
3 guys.
Simon may be happy just to sit behind Jim at the moment, because Jim's not actually.
Yeah.
Well, he's not slow. He's actually done a faster lap than Damon did the last time by. So he's actually running as fast as the race leader, sitting behind Jim at the moment. The issue then becomes when they catch up to Arnie, Horsell, and Crosby. Are they going to drop off lap time, and is that going to affect them at a big level? The question then becomes, well, which drivers are going to be obviously being affected by this positioning of cars? We mentioned how being in battle packs can slow you up. Right now, the big gainer out of all this for the championship is Matt Scholes. P2, up 5 spots. We look at his closest competitors in the championship. Steve Grumley's stuck in a battle pack and is well down the order. It's at the moment, you would argue, without a mistake from Matt.
He's had a tough night.
Yeah, without a mistake from Matt, Steve isn't likely going to catch him just based on trying to fight through the traffic. It's a tough track to make overtakes at. You've got to try and open the door for yourself. The other is Alex Kiddis, who's down in P17, who has been on the wrong end of the momentum the last few weeks. He's looking for a move here on Rick Weiger. So he's trying to fight his way back through the field, but lap 24 of 52.
Tough spot there.
Yeah, again,
tough section of track to make a pass through there.
It really is. Really is. So for Alex,
you're probably better to sort of hang back a touch in that section of the track to get a good exit out of here.
If you're Alex,
rather than
if you're Alex and you've already lost time in your first pit stop, at this point, why would you not come in maybe and try and do a little undercut? Get out of the battle pack.
Yourself,
get into the clean air. We saw it work pretty well for him at Sandown before, unfortunately, his engine blew. It worked out quite well for him at Sandown. So I think for Alex, the best strategy now is get yourself out of the battle pack, come in, take your fuel, get into some clean air, and push on, because we wouldn't be too far away from guys like Scholes and co coming into pit lane. And these guys are getting feisty ahead of him. So he's actually in a...
Because Alex is quick. He's very quick. Alex is quick. We know he's quick, so... and look, this is, I was just going to say before, this is another nuance of the racing is know the people you're racing around, and this is what I was saying before with Simon Haynes running with Jim Caperonis in front of him. He knows that Jim's a fast driver, so he's not going to hold him up too much unless he feels that, they catch that pack and they need to sort of release themselves somehow. So it's the same thing for Kiddis. If he's got another pit stop up his sleeve, make that happen. You might have to run your tyres a little bit longer. We're getting close to half race. So release yourself, get yourself into some fresh air, hopefully, and just put the hammer down.
Yeah,
get out of the melee.
Exactly. Put yourself in a possible position where the dice roll can pay off for you. It's paying off at the moment for Crosby, Horsell, and Arnie. Corrected order. They are still situated in the top 10 post-second pit stop. Same can be said for Jim Caperonis as well. So these guys are all sitting in a hot spot. They've got the ticket at the moment. Andrew Hoffman, corrected order. I think at this stage is possibly at risk of dropping out of the top 10 actually, because he is not 10 seconds ahead of Mark Houghton and Matt Munday, who did 10-second longer pit stops than him on the first run round. So he may drop out to about P11 after this next stop. So
Oh, look who's with him. I'm back out on track
yeah,
again.
You are, Brett.
That's
You're
a bit
back
of
out on track.
novelty.
Yeah. So at the moment, if Hoffy were to pit right now, actually where it would place him, this is important to mention because there is a driver out there who has done there's two drivers out there who've done 2 stops, although one of them stopped a lap too early. They may need to come in again. Matt Parker, who pitted on lap 2 and lap 6, and Shane Randall, who pitted on lap 5 and lap 17. So Hoffman is actually projected to come out of pit lane behind both of them. So there could be good gains here for some of those drivers who've pitted early and have opted to take the undercut strategy here tonight.
It's funny. Look at that different line. I mean, Jim Caperonis and what am I? Lost my brain there for a second. Jim Caperonis and
got a bit loose there off of. I think that was that turn. That was turn 6. He got a bit loose off them, but he's pushing on. But Capper and Hainsey have got great pace at the moment, Brett. They're doing real well.
Yeah. Well, is Jim feeling a bit of a threat from Simon, taking a little bit of defensive line there?
Well, we've had Mr. Reeksy in the chat with us, saying hearing only 3 splits next season. So yeah, O'Brien and Caperonis in split 1, which is a more than likelihood for the both of them. Brett, they could end up back in split 1. We spoke about it pre-race, the opportunity that if they were to go back to 3 splits, how that could reshape the entire order of things. Yeah. What it would mean is a lot more drivers in split 2 would probably actually go back to split 1.
Horsell, he's got that move done.
Yep, he looks to get
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, he's through there. No, that's all right.
There, but,
no, you're right. It's going to be there for Marnie. So, yeah, it could mean that actually we lose more drivers out of split 2 to go back to split 1 who've previously been there, plus the top 5 at the end of the season. So we could see guys like Caperonis or Tanek, maybe even Steve Grumley, for example, actually return to split 1 without even finishing in the top 5. It could even mean that Kiddis, who's had really good pace, could still go up even if he doesn't finish in the top 5 this season based on his pace alone. Yeah.
And as we talk about the pub test, so like he still hasn't released himself. He's still sitting behind Rick Viger here and Stoyles and Bush. So it's interesting play there. Nearly lap 27 of 52 at the moment. So up in front, Damien Fisher fluctuating between, he got down to about 4 seconds. Oh, bit of a challenge here.
We saw the remnants of a contact earlier on, possibly with Grumley and O'Brien. That's based on notes alone, just from race control. And these guys are back together again, battling away with Paul Burns. That's another driver who could go back to split 1.
Grumley's got that done.
Grumley has gotten through. So now the issue now is we mentioned guys like Randall and Parker before have taken their 2 stops. The problem now is if they get held up by this battle pack. So they need these guys to start coming in and pitting, otherwise their advantage of the undercut's going to go away. And of course, they're also dealing with the lap traffic of Chad Viger back here as well. So they've got to try and get by him pretty swiftly if they can, just to limit any time lost at this point. Michael Jones too, so he's actually in order with these guys. He's only done 1 stop. He pitted on lap 18. Didn't
Randall on the
safety
inside
car.
of
Inside goes Randall. Good move there.
Nice little move there.
So now he'll try and get past Viger under the blue flags. We're running it wide. It's not going to help him.
Wide. That's going to slow him up on exit. Parker having another look on the inside. And can he get something done with that? He's got a bit of pace through that corner. Looks like Jones is coming in for his pits too.
Yep, so Jones is in for his 2nd stop. He's going to try and undercut those guys a little bit, but realistically the damage is done for his race because of the strategy mishap for him with the safety car coming out. So he's now in. Parker and Randall are still battling back here. There's plenty of guys who are battling away all throughout this field. We're lap 28 of 52. You can see as well there's still a tightening battle pack further up the road as well. 2 and 3.
Yeah, just look, it's tightening up. It's tightening up the front end there too with, I can't see it quite clearly. So Crosby, Arnie, Horsell, Caperonis and Haynes. That's becoming a very big battle pack there.
So Randall's finally got that job
done. Randall got past him this time. Yep.
Oh, there's a heating up battle here between Kiddis and Viger. This is all for P16 on the road as they run through the stadium section.
Plenty of room given there. That's a very tight section of track, as
Very
I know.
tight section. So Kiddis has got that job done and is stuck by Rick Feiger. So he's now going to try and focus on getting back into the top 15 if he can.
Ron Allen just going past Hoffman at this point. So they shuffled positions 8 and 9. So the gap between Scholes and Crosby is actually stretched out to about 6.6.
I was about to mention, I like John's response there in the chat. If you blokes want to stay in split 2, better get your season 26 entries in. Still below the numbers for 4 splits, and I agree. Get the entries in. Oh, Michael Jones has gone off the track. Oh, and Michael Jones' car is completely destroyed. Oh, my God. So the dominoes in the house of cards have fallen here for Michael Jones. It's unfortunate for him. Matty Parker's in the pit lane. Take another stop to get this car home.
That'd be cold tyres, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be cold tyres, not coming up to temperature and just pushing him under that little bit too much.
So Damon's in. He's anticipating a safety car. Matt Scholes is staying out for another lap. Safety car's not been called yet, though.
No.
So Fisher's
but
in.
it's probably not bad.
Crosby,
I mean,
Arnie, Horsell, Caparonis, Haynes, they're all in as well.
Yep.
So pit lane is lighting up. There's the pace car.
They're reacting to nothing.
Well, they
but
are.
They're reacting.
They're reacting. They're reacting at the onus of a possibility of a safety car coming in. This isn't a bad time to pit. He's about halfway through the race. So if the safety car is called, they will get some advantage out of it. But if it's not, they're not really giving up too much either. So every top running car is in except for Matt Scholes, who has stayed out on the track. Alex Kiddis has had a moment down at the pit entry. Mulford's down there too.
See Mulford as well.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of highlights, I'd say, tonight, Brett, of incidents that have happened. So Kiddis now into pit lane.
Half an hour.
So Fisher
half an hour replay.
Fisher has just exited, and Haynes did jump him.
Haynes is in front.
So he never got the gap that he was about a 2-second off the gap that he needed to stay ahead of Haynes. So Haynes is now corrected P2 on the road. Matt Scholes is staying out there. There's no safety car that's been called just yet. So everyone is battling away for position. And there's that move we spoke about earlier, Brett. So Hoffy has ended up coming out behind Randall now. So that was the gain for Randall. O'Brien has done 2 stops. He pitted on 6 and 7, but that was under the same safety car, so he'll need another stop to get home. And Chad Weiger's still splitting them at the moment as the lap traffic. So Scholes is actually about to get some lap traffic up here. And look at that. Look at who's there, actually. Alex Kiddis. So Alex coming in is at risk now of going a lap down over Scholes. No safety car called just yet. So Scholes will be wanting to try and get by here as quickly as possible to not get held up.
That car's probably far enough. That car's probably far enough off track that they might not call the safety car, flash the lights.
Well, they have. They've let him tow. We're not under safety car.
There you go.
Scholes is trying to get past, but Kiddis is actually racing
a little bit held up by Kiddis. Yeah.
Now, of course, these guys are championship contenders together, so this could be a bit of strategy maybe from Kiddis. I don't know. But, I mean, he's had plenty of prior opportunity here to let Scholes past and carry on.
Well, blue flags, unfortunately, you know, you've got
a full lap to let them go.
A certain, So it's Scholes is actually on the high beams again, just to try and let him know, hey, you are actually holding me up.
He may just come
as you said, he's got a lap
he may just pit. He may just pit and get out of it. I mean, everyone else is pit. He's a lap ahead of everyone up to 6th place, just about. So he's just going to opt to come in and get out of it.
Here he goes,
So Scholes in. So we'll see now where he comes out in comparison to Haynes and Fisher, because these guys are the corrected podium at the moment, based upon the time that was going to be gained for them in the stop. Mark Houghton could actually get a solid performance here tonight as well, Brett. I failed to mention that. 36-second stop on the last time round. He's about 15 seconds... 10 seconds ahead of Simon Haynes. So he may actually end up in a pretty solid position. Could end up in the top 5 after this next stop. So we'll see what happens when Mark comes in. I think he's going to stay out this time. He is indeed. So Mark stays out. There's Matt Stoyles as well. He's going to opt to come into pit lane. And there's Hainsey. So this will be a slightly longer stop for Scholes. He's coming out now. It was 18.3 seconds for Matt Scholes. Mark Houghton takes the lead of the race. There's Matty Scholes. There's Simon Haynes and Damon Fisher, and with 21 laps to go, the chase down begins.
It's getting spicy in Mexico. We've got a bit of the old Tabasco sauce, just, sprinkling it on the field at the moment. And things are going to heat up. I've got a feeling in me loins.
Well, I have a feeling as well that the loins, it's almost like a pulsating feeling, Brett, that something is coming possibly as well out of this battle.
Right.
It's a muscle spasm.
I'm glad
Brett,
you
that's what it is.
clarified that.
It's a muscle spasm.
Wow.
21 laps to go. The chase down is on for Simon Haynes and Damon Fisher to chase down Matt Scholes. Now, corrected order, Haynes is P2, Scholes is P1. If they finish how they are, they will be the top two in the championship heading into Styria next week for the Red Bull Ring when we head out to Austria. It's a wild storyline to end out our championship this season with as many winners as we had last season in the first 6 rounds. We've only had one double-up winner in Steve Grumley. Tonight, Matt Scholes looks to become the second to get his second win of the season here at Mexico City. 20 laps to go. Anything can happen in the dying embers of this one here at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. We're going to take a quick ad break to give a big thanks to our title sponsors, Racekraft Simulations. Scholes takes the lead. Haynes P2, Fisher P3. What can happen in the final 20? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly after these quick messages from Racecraft. Welcome back into the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans action for Split 2 here of Round 8 of Season 25. Hamish Munro here with you alongside good old Brett Fisher alongside me here this evening as well. We are on lap 35 of 52. And we are into the dying embers of this race. The chase down for the race lead is on. Strategies are coming together. Namely, the one that has probably saved a race is Shane Randall's strategy in pit lane, Brett. It's gotten him back up into the top 10. Corrected order, he'll be P8 because Brenton O'Brien will need another pit stop for his CPSs to be counted as he pitted twice under the same safety car period. Bruce Tannick is back up to P7 as well. Great comeback drive for him. That there.
Slide.
Yeah, that was one of the Vigors. I think it might have been Chad. It was Chad back there. Andrew Hoffman, I think, was involved. He's now dropping a couple of spots too. That is what it is. Slipper's moved over to this chat now, so yeah, that's it's not on. That's not on. You've already been timed out on one channel. I'm sure that the Vets channel will be happy to time you out as well.
Just you know, right. certain words and things like that. Let's just keep it all fun and games and things like that.
It's not about protected species. This is a game, and you are calling someone that word over a game. So grow up, and you know, if you don't want to not comment that, then you're more than welcome to not watch. I do not care about getting the view if you're going to talk like that in the chat. That's just me, but yeah, it's not on. So at this stage of the race, lap 36 of 52, Matt Scholes is our race leader. Simon Haynes is 6.7 seconds off of the race lead. Damon Fisher is starting to put some pressure on him as well.
Before we went to the break, Damon was 2 seconds down, so he's closed that gap over only a very short period of time. So that's interesting there. I wonder whether Simon has got any fuel issues or whether Damon is just that much faster. So that's interesting. And here he goes, have a look at a pass. And looks like he's got that done.
Yeah, so Simon playing the smart game. Let him have it there. Save the tyres. Save your race. Still plenty of racing still to come. And now Hainsey will be on the attack more so than the defence. So we'll see how this plays out. But the more these guys battle, that will now suit Matt Scholes better. Hainsey may also be playing the smart strategy of let Fisher pass. Don't battle him too hard. Let him drag you up to Matt Scholes. They're all running great pace. So I don't see a reason as to why he couldn't use that to his advantage.
Yeah, no, fair call. I'll keep an eye on the times. I mean, look, both Damon, Matthew Scholes got the fastest lap of the race so far of the 30.646. Damon's got a 39.91 and Simon Haynes got a 39.18. So fairly relative times between those two guys there. The last lap's around with a 31.857 for Damon, and for Simon Haynes a 32.088. So I'll just keep an eye on those times and see whether they fall a little bit, and see whether there is a fueling issue or anything like that there. Still 37 laps. Yeah, 37 laps of 52.
They're all battling away well. Matt Monday, Ron Allen here in towards the stadium section. Good move there from Matty. Up 12 positions tonight into P10. He had a great drive earlier in the season. Saw him nominated for driver of the day. Didn't take home the chocolates though in that one. Could be an opportunity for another nomination here tonight.
Yeah, 12
as well.
up.
Yeah, he's done well.
Just in front of him, Brenton O'Brien up 26 spots.
He does need another stop though, so he will drop down the order when he does come in again.
Cool.
Shane Randall
You're
has
all
now
over that stuff
displaced
on
him. So Shane Randall has now displaced him, which is good to see.
How about Darren Crosby? He's up 12 spots.
He's done well. His strategy was quite good tonight for that to work, so he's done very, very well.
And then as we've been talking about, Simon Haynes up 10 spots. So that's a pretty good effort, and Matthew Scholes up 6 spots. So that's some pretty good efforts there. Mark Houghton further down the list, 13th. He's up 12 spots at the moment. Michael Quain, 13. Jeremy Bush, 16. You just tell me whether they're out of sync or not. Matty Scholes.
Mr. Bush is in the correct order. Blanchard last pitted on lap 10, but he has taken his CPSs, so he will...
so he's in
guys
there.
are going to start to drop a little bit here. Everyone has done 2 stops. Tony Chapman's now in for his second, actually. Yeah, the only one that's really offset and out of position is Brenton O'Brien, who will need another one to get his CPSs counted, because he pitted on 6 and 7, which was under the same safety car period, and there is a rule against pitting up
Yeah,
the same
right.
safety
Yeah,
car for your CPSs. So Matt Scholes leads the way. 8 seconds is the gap. There is the battle for P2 between Damon Fisher and Simon Haynes. Tony Chapman lap trapping will let these guys go, but Hainesy is right on the back of the fish.
He's tucked up underneath the shark, as we say. So yeah, you might be right there. He's probably just Well, maybe unfortunately, if he was needing a bit of fuel saving, that might be what he's done too. Is he's actually let Damon past, and as you said, just by putting him in front, he's going to save just that little bit of fuel. Maybe, I don't know. That's a possible strat that he's using. So we'll see further down the track.
We'll see indeed. It's a good opportunity for Haynes to try and make up solid championship points tonight. He's up 10 positions at the moment. He has won a driver of the day this season, so he's ineligible for nomination tonight, but this is a hell of a drive from Simon. Jim Caparonis has done well tonight as well. Dave Arney only down
Solid
1, but he is still in the
Jim.
top 5. Solid effort from Jim, up 4 into P4. Very solid effort from him. But
Actually, I must give a shout out to Bruce Tannick too. I mean, he's down 2 from where he started, but he was way down the back of the pack.
This is a very good comeback drive
so
from Bruce Tannick as well.
a huge comeback.
Very good comeback drive. Now, I think
and he's clutching
if
there too.
he is clutching, he's trying to save fuel, I think. Now, the question is, Brett, if we were going to give either him or Shane Randall the nomination, because they both have comeback drives into the top 10, where would the onus go? Now, obviously, Randall had a drive-through because of a jump start. Tannick was involved in an incident early. Wasn't necessarily his fault. But he had a stop hold from entering pit lane and got an iRacing black flag. They're both driven very well, though.
So really, they have, but are they eligible for the drive of the day? I mean, I know that they've come back, and I'm not saying no, but I'm just saying that, you know, they've made errors. Is there anybody else out there? We see Grumley. Oh, he's had a shocker.
So the reasoning I would give Shane could be eligible is he made a small mistake on the start line that gained him no advantage and actually disadvantaged him off the race start.
Yep. Okay, so Shane. Just trying to think who else we can put up there. Well, as you said, Simon Haynes has won a DOD. You know, Damon's won one. Crosby's up 12. Not that we do that, do it on
I think he's actually
positions
I think he's
gained.
actually strategized quite well to get up there.
Yeah. So I think possibly Darren Munn possibly, which you can confirm or deny.
And which one? Sorry.
Darren Crosby.
Darren Crosby, I don't believe has won one this season.
Okay.
I can tell you from previous weeks, at least, or at least earlier in the season, because we have been keeping track of it to know who we can and can't nominate.
I haven't updated last week's one of it.
I should have. I forgot. So, actually, who won at Belle Isle? Did Matt win at Belle Isle, or was it Michael Jones we gave it to? I think it might have been Michael.
Hang on a second.
Because he had the top 5. But it's currently ineligible is Alex Kiddis, Trent Allen, Simon Hedeshy, Craig Friend, Simon Haynes, and then whoever's won the last 3 weeks as well are ineligible.
Oh, is that how far we haven't updated?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how far. Jim Caparonis has currently got Dave Arney all over the back of him. Yeah, I don't know which one. Might have been me or you, who knows. So Dave Arney's breathing down the neck of Jim Caparonis. Simon Haynes is breathing down the neck of Damon Fisher too. So we've got 2 heating up battles here inside of the top 5 for some wonderful honours at this point of the race. They've all pitted on the same lap, lap 29. They anticipated a safety car. It never came to be. So their hand was forced to try and take the same strategy with them throughout the rest of the race. O'Brien has just managed to stay ahead of Matt Monday there for a moment. He's battling away. Andrew Hoffman, with the corrected order, he'll actually be inside the top 10. Hoffy could be a shout for a nomination, maybe. He's had a pretty tidy race, although he did make contact earlier with one of the Vigors off a mistake, so maybe not. Chris Blanchard, up 7, is doing a great effort tonight. Jeremy Bush is doing a good job in the midfield too. So
yeah, I was just thinking Jeremy Bush has been a bit of a silent assassin.
Yep, I think we can maybe give a nom to Jeremy. I've remembered who won it last week. It was Pete Baxter who won it last week, so that's one that we I do know.
Yep.
Sandown. Cannot quite remember. Oh, Sandown was Damon for his incredible drive.
Yeah.
And then I believe Belle Isle was Michael Jones.
Having another good, and having another good drive tonight too.
Yes.
You know, like and Simon having a great drive as well. Obviously, Damon just vanishes into the shadow realm again. But you know, Simon Haynes, I know he's won it before. He's not eligible for the drive of the day, but up 10 spots. He's done really well tonight. Driven a brilliant race.
We have still got our wild card available to us, Brett, to give it to nominate the race winner. So we could also nominate Matt Scholes because he's driven exceptionally tonight. This would be his second race win of the season, and he has been the man in form this season. You know, after tonight it'll be 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s. It is mirroring his best season back in season 18 when he last won the championship. And with 2 rounds to go, and if he gets this win, he could still match his win ratio of 4 wins in a single season and a championship. So it would take him to go 3 race wins in a row at the end of the season, which we haven't seen 3 race wins in a row ever since Logan Barnett back in season 22. So that it is a possibility that can come to fruition. Brenton O'Brien's finally coming to pit lane to commit to his final stops. So that now promotes Andrew Hoffman up into the top 10 and Matt Monday up into P9 on the road now. So those guys have had a nice little gain off of that. The other thing as well, I would say for Shane, just quickly, this would actually be his first top 10 finish of the season if he manages to pull this off as well.
Wow. And he definitely had some issues throughout the season, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. But
I mean, the pace he's had has been good, but it just hasn't come to fruition for him.
I would say, Brett, for me tonight, to put the names on the table that I think should be nominated at the end of this to the chat, and obviously the voting will go out when we do put them out there. For me, I actually vote we use our wild card and we put Matt Scholes up. I think we put Darren Crosby up. I think we put Shane up. And I think we put up either Matt Monday or Jeremy Bush.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. I think Jim could also get a nomination easily as well. But I think there have been some exceptional drives. We've had a comeback drive. We've had a domination at the front of the field. We've had a strategy game that's worked out well, and we've had a mid-pack hero get himself a solid performance into the top 15. I think we covered most bases with that.
Just seeing in the chat there too, Jim was saying he was calculating and trying to save about 100 mil a lap to make it. So Jim was short on fuel as well. And so Smokey, is that, hang on.
Smokey is Tim Mulford. He's just saying Randall to get back to where he is after a drive-through for a jump start is a mega drive.
Yeah, so, and it was. We definitely recognise that, 100%.
So I don't know if there's any other names you'd want instead of some of those names, Brett, but I'm pretty happy with those 4. If we don't want to use the wild card, we could put Jim forward instead of Matt. Because we've only got... Because next week's a wet race, we actually only have this week in the final round to use the wild card. So
to use the wild card, yeah. No, I'm happy with that.
Yep,
I reckon we go with that.
Okay, all right. I'll pre-punch it in, and so then when the race ends, we can put it forward.
Right, you pre-punch it in.
Actually, you know,
we'll keep on watching this. Yeah. Simon Haynes, you go.
No, that's fine. I was going to say they could vote for it now, but I'll wait till the end. That's fine.
Nah, wait till the end. Make them wait.
Make them wait.
44 laps of 52 here at Mexico. We're watching at the moment Simon Haynes trying to stick with Damon. Now he's done well. Like he dropped quite quickly at the start of the after the pits. Damon was 2 seconds off him, and he's actually passed him, but he's still sticking with him right now. We see Caperonis and Dave Arney having tussles. Dave Arney's has had a pretty good season so far as well. So he's one to watch out for. Just out the back of the Southern Cross Racing of Jim Caperonis. Clutching or just
trying to feather. I think he's just trying to feather the throttle, save that fuel. Use mid-corner speed
a little bit of fuel.
Yeah, I mean, he said in the chat he's trying to save 100 mil per lap. Best way he can do it is try and carry speed through corners and feather that throttle as much as he can.
Brett Horsell and Pete Baxter swapping positions. So Brett Horsell up one spot, 22 to 23. But yeah, nice and tight battles here. Simon Haynes, back with Simon Haynes in the driver's seat. All not quite in the driver's seat, probably on the wing of the seat at the moment.
On the roll
between
bar,
these two.
on the top of his
roll bar,
door
right,
frame, you know, just above the seat,
Yep.
looking over his shoulder. So the question is, are we the
bit of
bad
footwork.
influence, or are we the good influence on this shoulder? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And then when we go to the other side, are we the good influence, or are we the bad influence over here? That's
Wow, you know. Yeah.
what could still come from the end of this race. Fisher is still having blinking issues, and that'll be scaring him. It'll also be scaring Haynes, because if he disappears at the wrong moment and reappears with Haynes right on him, it could cause massive carnage and damage, and that'll hurt both of them.
Especially if there's a challenge.
Oh, yeah. You see as
Dave
well.
Varney, yeah, close there. It's coming down to the last few laps. A few drivers sort of getting close and having a bit of a lunge. Well, not yet, but they're in the zone for a lunge.
They're not quite
And I said
ready
lunge.
to. They're not quite ready.
Bush
ready
dropping
to,
a couple of spots just then.
Yeah, he's just. Oh, that's the safety car. Okay, that's fine.
That's the safety car. It worried me for a second. I thought, geez,
I didn't
Bush
know
has
I could.
parked it.
I didn't know
So
I
this
could
is a close
actually
run here.
select the iRacing safety car, but apparently I can. But Bush is under big pressure
Apparently you
here
can.
from Scott McKenzie. He's been passed by Tim Mulford, and they've got Michael Quain, who's got big damage on the front of that old mate and son's car up the road. He is up 14 spots tonight, though. Michael's doing a great job. Maybe that's a driver we could put forward if Jeremy drops these spots here, because Michael is doing well to race to this position without a front end on that Camaro.
Yeah, he's still keeping it in pace there, which is quite amazing. Oh, Tim Mulford trying to go the outside of Quaney, but he does manage to get that done. Quaney just hung out to dry on the left-hand side there.
And he's just trying to hang with him as best he can. So Mulford sneaks through. He's now up to the top 15. There's McKenzie up the inside of Bush as well. Still a good effort here tonight from Jeremy, up double digits into the top 18. He's under pressure from Alex Kiddis in behind, and Kiddis has got to try and make up any points he possibly can. He's already going to give up bulk points tonight to Matt Scholes. It'll drop him to P3 in the championship. He's probably lucky that Steve Grumley's had such a poor run, because you've got to remember, Grumley has got no drop rounds available. He's missed 2 rounds this season, so any points he gets, he has to carry. It's the same for Kiddis. He's got a 0 and a -4 to get back if he misses a race, or if he gets another 0. So for Alex, he has to try and perform now over the next 2 weeks if he wants to get anything out of this season and contain himself inside of the top 5. If he wants to get the split one, the lifetime. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Kiddis is just, he's jammed himself in a corner now. Now he's forced himself to perform. Otherwise, he's going to, you know, like we talked about before, he's the rest of this season, he's going to slide very quickly.
I suppose the beauty for him is if he wants to get to split 1, if we do only go to 3 splits, he'll likely be one of the extra drivers that would go up to split 1. So he may get away with the unfortunate circumstances that have plagued him in the last third of the season, or the middle third of the season. He may be out of relative championship contention until we see what happens at Red Bull Ring and Saxon Ring, obviously. And Matt is not usually one to crack under pressure when it comes to fighting for a championship. There's a reason why he's a former Split 2 champion as well. So it's, you know, the pressure's on Matt, but there's also pressure on Alex to perform as well. And for Simon Haynes, who is wanting to live up to the words of John Van Ray, the onus that he put onto him a few seasons ago when he came to Split 2. Watch out for Simon, the kid. He's going to be a future champion. He's in contention for it this season, but for Simon to win the title this season, the one thing he needs to do, Brett, and he needs to do it at the Red Bull Ring, he needs to win a race. He has to win next week.
Yep.
He has to beat Scholes. If he loses to Scholes, it's only going to put more pressure on him, and it will force him to try and perform at the Saxon Ring. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle through turn 4. But yeah, if you're Hainsey, Red Bull Ring, race win, wet conditions, that is the best possible thing he could have happen for him next week. And then go into the Saxon Ring and try and win a second.
I don't want to let too much out of the bag, but Simon not real keen about the wet.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. But anyway, I mean, he's got a week to practice and get himself going. Now, Jim Caparonis just said, how are we going on time? So Damon's last lap around was a 31.4. Simon Haynes was a 31.2. Jim Caparonis a 31.8. Dave Arney a 31.8. Darren Crosby a 31.8. So these boys up the front, and even Shane Randall skipping over Bruce Tannick was a 31.8. So very, very close in this in amongst his top 10.
There's a lot of pace on the board.
And Christopher Blanchard, his last lap.
Well, the fact that he's done a 1:31.74 and his tyres are as old as, or older than anyone's, he pitted on lap 10. So the fact that his tyres are withstanding and he's chasing down and putting pressure on Andrew Hoffman and Matt Monday, this is a great effort from Chris Blanchard. We're lap 49 of 52. We've got 4 laps left to run here tonight out at Mexico City for Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. Next week, we head out to another Formula One circuit at the Red Bull Ring, my favourite circuit in the world. It's always exciting when I get to call the action in Styria, the Austrian Grand Prix circuit. The week after, well, we go to another favourite of mine, and I think a hidden gem in the world of German motorsports. Brett, we head out to the Saxon Ring for the first time in the Vets, and that's going to be a very fun circuit for these drivers. It's a fast-flowing circuit. It's got a lot of undulation about it. It is a motorcycle circuit and a DTM circuit as well, so it has got the characteristics of some other motorcycle circuits we've raced at, like Mugello.
Hamish. Haynes is closed right up on Damon at the moment too, so he's in with. So I wonder what happened there, whether Damon's had a bit of a oopsie or Simon Haynes is now putting pressure back on Damon. So, just keep an eye on that.
Haynes is right there. He is right there, and he's putting maximum pressure on him. So it's an exciting final 2 weeks to come for season 25. And then before we know it, we'll be into the silver anniversary season of the Vets, the 26th season, the 25th anniversary of the Veterans. It's been a solid 6 years of racing in Veterans action. Here comes Haynes. He wants a move on the inside. Is Fisher going to get hung out to dry here, or can Haynes get through? He somehow survived in the run through turn 2, and Haynes is now going to try and attack at a later point of the lap. It is super tight, super close. And your heart is in your mouth.
Good driving by both drivers and allowing enough room, and great racing there by both drivers. Yeah, sensational stuff. That's pushed Simon Haynes back a bit, but geez, that was a really big challenge he threw at Damon then.
He put everything at him for that moment. What more can come? What more pressure can he apply? We've seen Fisher have some exceptional drives this season. We mentioned Sandown, which was an impeccable effort from himself. We saw the great drive from Simon Haynes back at Belle Isle as well. Not Belle Isle, sorry, it was the week before. It was a Portimao we gave it to him. I think it might have been Portimao. But no, the both of them have driven exceptionally well this season.
Oh, yeah, and they're both coming on strong in the latter part of this season. So it'll be interesting, really interesting to see how we go in the next 2 races to see whether they can continue the momentum. Or is Alex going to, resurge again for the final part? Is Jim going to come up and really sort of start and tickle these guys in front, as we see Andrew Hoffman and Blanchard sort of going nose to nose, swapping back and forward there? The next couple of weeks is going to be very, very, very interesting. Blanchard just got it done there. It's going to be great to sort of see the next couple of weeks and how it all unfolds in the closing stages of this championship.
Well, Haynes is right there again, and he is right on the heels of Damon Fisher as they run around turn 4. They've got some lap traffic ahead of them. It could help or it could hinder Simon Haynes, depending on how they filter through the traffic ahead of them. Matt Scholes, well, he's a world away at the moment, 6.7 seconds ahead of Damon Fisher in P2. It looks to be a second race win for him, barring a mistake on the white flag lap. So the battle and the prowess goes to the battle for P2. Haynes at the moment, if he finishes where he is, will lock in P2 in the championship, as Latham's had a moment ahead of them coming into the stadium. That'll scare them a little bit. With Duggan ahead of them too, they don't want the lap traffic harming them in any way. Haynes is going to get one more lap of this Mexican Grand Prix circuit in the national layout, the layout run by the NASCARs. where Shane Van Gisbergen took a famous race win earlier in the season of the Cup Series. It's white flag. It's final lap stuff. Lap 52. The 200th kilometre about to get overticked. Can Haynes put the pressure on, and can Haynes sneak his way into P2 in this race and gain a couple of points over the rest of the field? He's going to lose points to Skulls,
Close.
but that's fine. He got real close. The next best spot is probably the entry into the stadium section, Brett. That's probably his next best opportunity.
He's got pace coming out of that chicane there. I don't know whether he can do anything with it, but he's just showing the nose slightly there as well. So Haynes really antagonising the back of the Shark at the moment.
He's putting
Skull's
so
got
much
it
on him.
well in the bag at the moment. It is the lose out front at the moment. He's got a 6.5 second gap to Damon here. This is a great little battle closing out this race. Huge amount of incidents and accidents and all sorts of stuff going on throughout this race. There's been some winners and losers in this all the way up and down the field.
Well, the big winner is going to come out of a man who has been waiting to get his second win of the season. He's a former Split 2 champion of season 18. And for the first time this season, he's going to cross the line as a two-time race winner. It is Matt Skulls, the master of Mexico, who takes home the race win. Damon Fisher is just going to etch out Simon Haynes to P2 as Haynes comes home P3. Caparonis in the top 4, Arnie in the top 5. Darren Crosby, strategy masterclass for himself to get up to P6, up 12 positions for M1 in a fantastic effort. A fantastic as well recovery drive from Bruce Tannock. Shane Randall, recovery drive as well, and a fantastic race for him. Monday and Blanchard will make up the top 10. What a race though, Brett. What a race it was.
Oh.
And what a run to the
Mexico
end.
has put it on big time here. It's been a great race for some, as I said before, and not for others. I think I clearly won another 10 cents. Just all of a sudden channeled a Kiwi then. But yeah, great finish for some of these drivers. As you see, Jeremy Bush going through the last couple of turns. He's had another good one.
The question is, so Bush has dropped back to P20. Do we still give him the nom, or do we maybe give it to Blanchard in P10? What do we reckon?
Let me have a look. I know. Put them both up. We'll let the people decide.
Okay. So we are going to use our wild card on Matt Skulls.
Yeah.
So everyone, get your votes in. The 5 names up for nomination tonight: race winner Matt Skulls, Darren Crosby, the strategy masterclass to get himself up into the top 10, Shane Randall, who raced in an incredible recovery drive, Jeremy Bush, who raced his heart out to a top 20 finish, and Chris Blanchard, who took tyre wear and laughed at it to pit on lap 10 and to get back up to P10 is a fantastic effort from Blanchard, up 10 spots. So get your votes in, and we'll
tyre wear.
We'll release it at the end.
It means nothing to me.
Exactly right. As we wait for our podium finishers to come in, the post-race highlights here from Mexico City.
Oh, here we go.
Evening. It's Brett's favourite time of the race. We, of course, had the race start. It was a jump start from Randall, who we said earlier on, but a hot start from Tannock. Saw him try and get the race lead early. It was a good start from Kiddis too, who managed to sneak his way up, and from there, well, the scrambling begun. Pretty much came down at turn 4 when Tim Mulford just got a little bit too far up the inside of Simon Haynes, a little knock-on effect that then caused the absolute car park down at turn 4 for
Grumley was
cars.
a really big loser out of that one.
Yeah, really big loser.
Yeah, this is big melee there.
So multiple cars were obviously involved as they tried to get going.
Poor old Rick.
Yeah, poor old Rick.
Yeah. It's a shame too, because both Rick and I, because of that big melee, we made up a lot of positions there, and unfortunately, we just got caught up in a bit of a thing.
This was the moment that we saw the remnants of. It was Steve Brumley down into the entry to the stadium section. He locked it up under brakes and just collided straight into Brenton O'Brien. So that was a big moment there for them. The other big one.
Oh, he's going to
Yeah.
darted across to sort of get himself into a better position there.
And then this was wild for Scott McKenzie too, who just had to try and catch it. And unfortunately, Brett, you were the one that kind of became the unlucky duckling in this moment. Tried to avoid, contact was made.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I tried to avoid as much as I could. You know what was hard with that one too? For a split second, I thought, go left, go left, go left. You know, but yeah, no, it didn't happen.
I'll let you talk us through this one.
Oh, you know, the car would not turn and unfortunately just went straight ahead. I underestimated what the situation was with the front end. And unfortunately, sorry, Simon, you got caught up in something that, you know, yeah, was not your fault. And, you know, unfortunately, it made you have a bad night. I'm so sorry, matey.
Yeah.
But,
It's gonna be
yeah.
it's going to be a little bit of a scroll for me to get to the next spot because we have to go past all the pit stops.
I can do some more talking if you want.
That's fine. You can do a little bit of talking for us. We then saw, obviously, the safety car come out, and we were under big safety car conditions. So this was Vigo. Apparently had a crash, but I think it was just him parking up in pits, waiting for the train to come past. But it got a bit hairy out on lap 13 with yourself and Chad, Brett, down at the stadium section. Both of you just seemingly just getting into it a little bit with each other. Down there, and that was the big moment that we saw,
unfortunately
saw the remnants of as well, and Hideshi nowhere to go.
Yeah, unfortunately, the victim of just position at the time.
And Brett Taylor as well had a moment down in the stadium section too. So this was a hot ticket for the weekend for fans to come and sit at, of course. And it was a struggle moment there for Brett.
Hard spot too to get out of.
Jeremy Bush as well got involved in an incident down in the stadium section too. So once again, it proved that it was just a real struggle for drivers down there. We saw that one live on screen.
And then, have a look at Tannic just taking huge advantage of that.
Be facing this way, my friend. So this is what actually happened to Michael Jones. So this will give us an explanation on Jones's incident as well. He actually caught that tyre barrier.
Tyre bundle?
Yeah, he clipped the tyre bundle and it just loosened him up and then straight into the wall. So that was a big moment there for Michael. This was Alex Kiddis and I believe either Chad or Rick Viger. I can't remember the exact one. But this was the remnant moment that we saw down at pit lane. So
Rick.
So Rick gave him a little tap. So Kiddis then went round. Mulford's tried to come through. Kiddis has just backed straight into him. So whoever was talking negatively about Mulford earlier, you can eat your words now because he was actually a sitting duck in that moment. That was not his fault. It must be said, realistically. And then the rest of the race, it was the chase down, Brett. It was the chase down of drivers trying to get back into a solid position and for the drivers to try and get themselves into a phenomenal end to this race. And, you know, arguably, Matt Sculls, a solid effort in P1, but now we get to obviously have a chat to our podium finishers. So we'll start off with our P3 finisher here tonight in Mr. Simon Haynes. Simon, congratulations. P3, another podium this season. P2 in the championship now as well, and a very solid result for yourself.
Cheers, thank you. Yeah, it was a good night out.
Now, you drove, obviously your night started worse for wear, a little bit of a knock on at turn 4. Then obviously you were involved in the carnage, but a good comeback there to get up to P3. You let Damon go early in the sort of end stint of the race. Was that just trying to conserve yourself a little bit and then maybe go on the attack to him? Or did you just think maybe we could work together to try and chase down Matty and then battle again a bit later?
Mainly in the second pit stop, when I seen Jones crash in front of us, I just assumed safety car. Went into the fuel. I actually dropped my fuel load by a few litres, and then I think it was going to be a 24-litre second stop, and I ended up 16 litres or something. Plus obviously taking out a few for the first stop. So yeah, it's probably 3-4 litres short. So yeah, just sort of needed Damo to keep in front, just to keep the fuel numbers right and happy. And I knew Damo's got good pace, and we've done a lot of laps together from back in the Quantum days and that. So it's always good to drive around someone that you know, and yeah, just worked with him and had a bit of fun at the end. It was quite enjoyable.
Now,
smart driving.
Very smart driving from yourself, Simon. And you've, I would say, from your privateer running last season and now obviously part of WKMP, has that been one of the learnings of the last sort of 2 seasons or so, is figuring out when to go for it and then when to maybe back out and then attempt at it later?
Yeah, I think I've always sort of done it somewhat. It's just probably been more prevalent this season because I've actually had some decent results and been up the higher end of the tables. I've sort of just been a bit more aware and definitely pushed for it. But yeah, having the guys around and talking strategies and stuff definitely helps.
Well, it definitely does, and you've managed to fight your way through for a good run home. Rebel Ring next week, wet conditions. Brett gave the little hint that you may not be so comfortable in the wet weather. Are you hopeful that you can possibly get yourself a good performance next week?
Happy to let the cat out of the bag, Simon.
If it's that's fine. It's not a secret. If it's full wet, I think I'd struggle. But if it's mixed conditions, which at the moment it's random, so anything can happen. Shouldn't be too bad. Just try and focus on a reasonable results and hit the marks and go up from there, hopefully.
Well, we'll see what can happen for you. It's a solid effort tonight. P3, P2 in the championship now as well. Best of luck next week out at the Red Bull Ring. Thank you so much for coming over to chat to us, Simon. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Just all the WKMP boys. Cheers for the team and just cheers for Damo for the good race. It was a lot of fun in the end and spoke to him a bit outside and it's always good racing against him.
Well,
thank you.
You've put on a great performance tonight, Simon. You should be very proud. Best of luck out at the Red Bull Ring. And, thanks once again. And congratulations on the P3 and now P2 in the championship.
Awesome. Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Simon Haynes, P3 on the road here tonight. Next up, we have our P2 finisher in Damon Fisher. So we'll drag him in for a quick little burl. Hello, Mr. Fisher.
G'day, Hamish. How are you?
Good, matey. How are you? P2, solid effort tonight. Another great drive from yourself. Great battle in the end there between you and your former teammate and Simon. And some good points on the board as well in a late dash to try and get into the top 5 in the championship. It's a very solid effort in your grand scheme of things for the championship fight, or at least the top 5 fight for yourself.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, Hamish. Simon really surprised me there tonight. Like I knew he was back in the field there a little bit, and then next minute he's on my arse. And then of course, obviously, Matty Skulls. After that second pit stop, he was just way out in front, and on my first pit stop, I was actually conscious of how much fuel I wanted to put in the car, but I was also concerned about the coming out in too much traffic, and I didn't want to end up back in the field because I knew my only chance was to actually get out in front and try and push and create a bit of a gap. So on my second pit stop, obviously I wasn't going to be that far away from Matt, but Matt obviously, he nailed the the pit strategy tonight. That's for sure.
Now,
and I think the thing you didn't realise, Damon, is that sorry, mate.
No,
right. The thing you didn't realise that's how much fuel Simon did put on, so that's why he gained so much on you, because his second stop would have been so much shorter, and that's what brought him up the field.
Yeah, and like I said, I probably did not. Obviously didn't put enough fuel in it, but I knew my split, like the amount of fuel I needed for each stop, if I wanted to do it evenly, and I just thought, well, I'll just put a little bit more in than what I need. But obviously it wasn't. Was the wrong call, but luckily I still ended up in second spot. So yeah,
I wouldn't beat yourself up too much. Yeah, you finish yourself in second spot. So your last couple of races, you've had great momentum. So what are you thinking about the rest of the season? The next couple of races, you're going to be able to continue to carry that momentum.
I sort of feel comfortable in the wet. So I think if I can get the feel of the car right in those conditions, I'm hopefully I can have a couple of good finishes towards the end of the season. I don't know whether I'll make it I obviously won't win the championship, but maybe I can sort of get up there in a few points and stuff like that, and have a good start for next season maybe.
Well, it was a solid result for yourself once again tonight, Damon. Solid points on the board. Ironically, Brett, I was going to throw to you before, so that's fine. We're all good on that front. But I don't even know if you noticed that I put not Brett next to the position 2 on the driver info, but I thought we'd just swing that joke in one more time this season. But no, Damon, congratulations. Solid effort once again. P3 on the road. Good points on the board as well. Let me just double check where you now sit in the championship. Well, that's put you up to P7, so that's a good result. You're only 2 away now from the top 5, and another solid result next week at Red Bull could very easily see you up there once again. So congratulations on that front. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go here this evening?
Yeah, look, I'd just like to thank all the sponsors, Logitech G, Racecraft Simulations, LGC Images, M1 Used Cars, Player One Sim Gear, Parramatta Isuzu Utes, Südspeed, Nova Sim Sports, SimSpeed TV, Infinity Broadcast, been the blade for Balin, and yeah, obviously a couple of the guys in the team, you know, Luke Allman, Dean Logsdale, and his dad, and Zippy and Drew. When I practice, they're the main guys that are sort of there and that, and yeah, help me along and all that sort of stuff. And yourselves for the broadcast, you do a fantastic job, and yeah, hope to see you up here again.
Well, hopefully we can. It's a very solid season from yourself, Damon. Hopefully, if you do finish in the top 5 this season, we do get a chance to speak to you again before the end. But congratulations, soak it in. Thanks so much for coming over chat. Congratulations for the season's success thus far and the success here tonight at Mexico. And best of luck next week out at the Red Bull Ring.
Cheers, Hamish Brett. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Damon. Well, Brett, that'll bring us down to one more thing to decide, and that is the driver of the day. And it has been decided from the chat tonight that comeback drives, very important in this realm. And what was a fantastic comeback drive came from the driver of the 501 Infinity Motorsports Mustang in Shane Randall.
Well done, Shane.
So congratulations to Shane. He takes out the Split 2 driver of the day this evening in what was his first top 10 this season, his longest time it's taken him to get a top 10. And he did a fantastic effort to make his way up to what was P8 in the end. So, yeah, congrats to Shane on that effort. And hopefully this is a little bit of a momentum swing for him now to get a couple of top 10s or maybe even a top 5 towards the end of the season.
Well, I hope, yeah, well done, Shane. That's fantastic. And I hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. It's been very spicy on and off the track. And we are, you know, winding up this season for the next couple of races. And hasn't it been a great series so far? You know, who is your favourite driver? Who do you think is going to take out the championship? You know, so there's some people in the box seat. There's some people making a bit of a charge. So, you know, who's gonna take it out? It's exciting stuff. This race has been really good at Mexico. It certainly turned up the spice just a touch. You know, with some drivers, obviously, as I said before, you know, having great races, and some drivers, I won't mention who, had really bad ones. But you know, yeah, looking forward to the next couple of rounds, Hamish.
I am as well. Next time out, we head over to the Styrian Mountains into Austria for the Red Bull Ring. It's hosted many a supercars races here in the Vets. Probably the biggest or the most notable one was the 2024 Anzac Day round last year. So it's a fantastic racing circuit. It always brings drama. And with it being the second last round of the season, it is going to bring maximum drama to this championship, I have no doubts. It's going to be a good one next week when we go racing out at the former A1 ring, now the Red Bull Ring, of course, as we go racing for 200 Ks and 47 laps around what is my favourite race circuit in the world. So it's going to be a fantastic time when we get to do that all on your screens once again. If you're watching over on the Infinity Broadcasting channel, we'll be sure to hit the like button, to subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing. Next up on your docket, Monday night, the VRS Porsche Cup Series returns with round 9 of Season 3 as we head out to Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Dino Ferrari for Imola for the final sprint round of the season. Myself and Brenton O'Brien in the booth for that one. Friday night, we have the next round of the playoffs for the IRWC Rodnock Cup, where we head out to where we were tonight for Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez out at Mexico City. Saturday evening, you're going to get a 2-for-1 special next week, 7:30 or just before 7:30 p.m. We will tune in live from the Pro Series finale weekend at Bathurst for the Porsche Cup support race that evening. And then when that finishes at 8:30, half an hour later, we'll be going live once again with the next round of the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans action for Split 2 here in Season 25 out at the Red Bull Ring. So it's a big week coming your way. A lot of races to come your way as well over in Infinity Broadcasting. And be sure as well, if you're watching on the Vets channel, help support the league, help support the series. Hit the like button and subscribe to the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing with the Split 2, Split 3 and Split 4 action. This weekend, you can catch all 4 splits on this channel due to a couple of issues they had over in SimSpeed. But go support SimSpeed, subscribe to them as well. You'll be able to see all the action from Split 1 live on Thursday nights, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And you'll be able to see as well all of the Pro Series stuff this upcoming weekend. So that's going to be a fun time out there for a lot of drivers who participate in this series, but who also participate in supercars and in GT racing as well. I've been Hamish Munro alongside Brett Fisher here this evening for round 8 of season 25 of the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans for the Split 2 action. Big shout out to all of our series sponsors, the title sponsors Racecraft Simulation, Logitech G, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Player One Sim Gear, Nova Sim Sports, Südspeed Gloves, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars are bringing us the Driver of the Day award. This evening it went the way of Shane Randall. Next time out it could go to you. We'll see you out of the Red Bull Ring though when there's a sprinkling of water bound to be on. It's going to be a fun time then. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
With lines screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel super curve fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Oh, you're so steel, but the racing's real. Pedal down, every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super curve fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name in lights. Oh, oh, with the vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super curve fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In this sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Introducing the Racekraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed the Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a Racecraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The Racecraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no-compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.